Have you ever looked at that person who hurt you, who betrayed you, who humiliated you, and seen them thriving? New house, imported car, smiles on social media, while you struggle to pay the bills and try to pick up the pieces of your own life. And then comes that burning question in your throat. God, where is the justice? Why is it that I, who try to do the right thing, seem to suffer more than those who constantly do evil? This question is not new. It has been echoing since ancient times. In Psalm 73, the psalmist Asaph also looked around and nearly lost faith when he saw the wicked prospering. He said, it was useless to keep one's heart pure. But what he discovered next changed everything, because God is not blind, and the prosperity of the wicked is not a blessing, it's a trap. It's a fleeting illusion before the fall. Today, I want to show you what really happens when injustice seems to win. And because the suffering of the righteous is not punishment, but training. Because what seems like a delay is actually preparation. So if you're tired of suffering in silence, this video is for you. Today, you will understand what God is building within you, while the whole world seems to forget you. In Psalm 73:3, Asaph confesses something shocking. I envied the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. He saw bad people thriving, healthy, safe, free from the problems he faced. It was as if God had turned his face away. But then something changes. In verse 17 he says, until I entered the sanctuary of God and understood their end. It was there that he understood. The prosperity of the wicked is temporary. It is anesthesia before destruction. God places them on slippery ground, and in an instant, everything collapses. Their success is fragile, superficial, built on sand. And that is why so many rich people cry in silence. Science calls this a hedonic treadmill. The more you have, the less you feel. The soul collapses, seeking pleasure in everything that doesn't fulfill it. While the righteous suffer, the wicked are numbed by illusions. But suffering that purifies is more valuable than comfort that destroys, because gold only shines after it has been through fire. And the righteous, even wounded, are being shaped by the hands of the Creator. Hebrews 12:6 reveals a profound mystery. The Lord disciplines those he loves. The suffering of the righteous is not rejection. It is spiritual education. It's like an athlete's training. The more the coach believes in their potential, the more intense the preparation. And God himself, seeing greatness in you, allows pain to mold you. Job understood this. When he lost everything, his children, his health, his possessions, he declared, when he tests me, I will come forth like gold, and he left. God gave him back double, because the trial wasn't meant to punish him, but to promote him. Similarly, Joseph was sold, betrayed, and unjustly imprisoned. But in due time, God placed him on the throne of Egypt, while his enemies laughed. God was writing the turning point. The prosperity of the wicked is a short-lived reward. The suffering of the righteous is the prelude to glory. The righteous may fall, but they always rise again, because God never abandons those who remain faithful. The wait may be long, but the reward will be eternal. David also faced this anguish. In Psalm 37, he advises, do not fret because of evildoers, nor be envious of those who do wrong, because he had seen throughout his entire life the wicked flourish like grass and wither away soon after. He says, I was young, and now I am old, yet I have never seen the righteous forsaken. Even in times of scarcity, the righteous have the bread of God's presence. Even in prison there is singing at midnight. Even in loss, there is hope. The wicked may have wealth, but they have no legacy. You may have power, but you don't have peace. The righteous may have little, but what they have comes from the hands of God. Proverbs 13:22 says, the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. In other words, God transforms the apparent advantage of the wicked into seeds for the future of the faithful. The time of the wicked is short, but the time of the righteous is eternal, because God writes stories with patience, and he never ends a chapter in defeat. Perhaps today you are tired of trying to be faithful and seeing the wicked prosper. But God is teaching you something the world will never understand. The suffering of the righteous is not the absence of God, it is proof of his presence. Because God does not waste pain. He transforms wounds into wisdom, tears into seeds, and losses into platforms. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Habakkuk understood this when everything crumbled around him. He said, "Even though the fig tree does not blossom, I will still rejoice in the Lord." This is mature faith, faith that doesn't depend on circumstances, but on trust. A faith that understands the desert as a journey, not a destination. So, stop comparing your chapter to others. God's blessing is not measured in possessions, but in purpose. And those who have purpose, even in pain, carry the smile of eternity. Because the suffering of the righteous is the chisel that carves the image of Christ in us. And the glory that is to come, says Romans 8:18, is not comparable to the sufferings of this present time. Today, remember, the prosperity of the wicked is like smoke, but the faithfulness of the righteous is an everlasting rock. While the world applauds those who rise quickly, God honors those who remain steadfast. Wait on the Lord, and he will exalt you in due time. And when that happens, even those who doubted will recognize it was God. So don't stop halfway through the process. Hours, persevere, trust. God is never late. He is preparing the stage for your turnaround. And when the situation changes, you will understand the reason for each tear. Don't give up. Keep believing. God's justice never fails. It merely matures in silence. And when it comes, it will come complete. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder that God is still in control. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and walk with us on this journey of faith and wisdom. May God's grace and peace be with you, today and always. Amen.